Hello, everyone. Welcome to Three Count Radio. And today I have a rather arrogant guest in Oscar Byron.
How
How you
dare
doing?
you? I'm good. I'm good. So, very tired after the double show yesterday, but again we persevere.
Persevere. Yeah, we fight through. We fight through. Yeah, it honestly absolutely phenomenal show. Now, as we were talking about just before recording, I could only make it to the second show, but honestly, I got it on demand that I will be watching that first show. The second show was just at an all-time high.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was very very good day yesterday. We had two strong shows. Really proud of both of them.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Honestly, mate, brilliant. Um, how did it feel to finally, after over a year now, finally be at a full capacity crowd at Future Shock and just the crowd were mental.
Yeah, it was great. A lot of energy from the crowd. I did enjoy the COVID crowds. It weren't as sort of like challenge as I thought it would be. But yesterday the energy was insane. I really enjoyed it, and there's just sort of like a lot less to think about in terms of like, oh no, I really don't want to go near near any fans, after you fight them, stuff like that. I had a great time, and I got to go out and meet fans after the show as well. Buy merch, which was nice because I've not been able to speak to anyone for a long time. So yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it felt. I know this has been said by quite a lot of reasons. It's started to turn into a bit of a cliche, but it did feel normal again. It felt
Mm,
like one of the shows like back in 2019.
mm,
It just
yeah, yeah.
everything was brilliant. Everything was
Mm.
absolutely fantastic, and I don't think we could have asked for anything more, to be honest.
No, no. I think we appreciate it more now, don't
Yeah,
we? You know, stuff we took for granted earlier, but it felt so good to be back and to come through the curtain and be welcomed by adoring masses.
welcome, yeah.
Uh,
How is it? Because you work a very arrogant gimmick. Does that just like that? I just hit my mic. Does that come naturally? I'm a professional, I promise.
I think yeah. Uh, um,
There we go.
I
That's the end of
think
that question.
yeah. No, I think I'm a nice person. Basically, like I started training quite late, and like I am an English graduate, you know, fairly sort of well read. I was doing a lot of like politics and stuff before I started wrestling, and then it was like, yeah, I could easily make this into being a dick. So that's just sort of what I did, really. Um, yeah, it comes naturally and it doesn't. It's quite hard to sort of remove the sort of taboos in terms of like being quite rude to people, but it's fun.
Yeah, that the heel side always appeals to me though.
Yeah,
Personally,
yeah.
I've said a couple of times on this channel I've been training,
Mm,
of course.
mhm.
And yeah, I was talking to my personal trainer and she was like, oh, God, I couldn't go out there and get booed me. And I'm just like, yeah, I could. Always
Yeah,
interesting. But you've
yeah,
got a
yeah, yeah.
very different kind of gimmick.
Mhm. Yeah.
It stands out. Like
Oh, thank you.
JJ's stands out, yours
Mm,
stands out. It's
mm,
like you've got you've got a gimmick that kind of accentuates your intelligence because you've obviously, as you said, you're well read. You do.
Yeah. I mean, for a wrestler.
Wow.
I'm sure in certain circles I'm very much the dumb jock himbo. Um, but yeah,
How many? How many? How many languages are you proficient in?
do I speak? I only speak three: English, Spanish, and the language of love. Um,
I
that
love it.
one, the language of love, most fluently of the three, obviously.
Of course, of
Yeah.
course. I was going to say three, only three. Yeah, I did GCSE Spanish. I could. The honestly the biggest moniker I have for speaking Spanish is ordering a taxi once.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I just picked it up in lockdown. It was like my lockdown thing, and now I'm doing
Oh yeah.
classes. Yeah. It's just difficult. It's very difficult. I need to get out to Spain this year and use it before I just forget it. Forget it all
Yeah,
completely.
it makes sense. Yeah, just makes sense.
I'm gonna fly
I
out.
have always loved the Spanish culture. I've been to Spain a few times.
Yeah. I love flamenco music.
Yeah,
Big fan of flamenco music. The guitar and the wailing woman. You know, ole. Yeah, big fan of that.
yeah. I've honestly well, you can see it. It just there you go.
Spain flag.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can see it. It used to be on Messina, but then we've revamped it. Yeah, I honestly, it was a gift from my mum because she knows I love Spain. But I would in the future love to have like a proper. Because I've been to Spain, but I've been to Tenerife. But
Mhm.
I'd love to go to like Madrid or places like that. Like I'd love
Yeah.
to go to the heart of Spain.
Do you know? Do you know what? Do you know what? I think maybe on a deep psychological level made me learn Spanish. I went to Madrid a couple of years ago, and I went into this bar, and I asked the woman in Spanish if she spoke English, and she tore me my head off, and she was like, "We're in Spain, we speak Spanish here," and I went back to speaking in Spanish, and I think that's driven me to learn Spanish just so I can go back to Madrid and say, "What do you think of this?" She'll be completely baffled. She won't have a clue who I am. But I've got it in for her, and I've spent hundreds of pounds learning Spanish just to go back and tell her where to stick it.
Years
So
upon
that'd be
years
my
of a
first start.
vendetta.
Yeah. Learning Spanish out of spite. I think I think most things in my life are fueled by spite.
You could make a movie out of that.
I'm sure she's left and changed jobs. I'll have to hunt her down. That'll be a road trip across Spain looking for this angry Spanish waitress.
Like a Spanish version of Idiots Abroad.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be
Hunting her down
fantastic.
just so I can ask for a table.
You will cook me my food. It would possibly be the best motive I've ever heard to learn a different language.
Yeah. Whereas my other two languages, they sort of just came naturally.
Oh, of course, yeah, of course. Language of love comes deep down.
It comes from within. You haven't got it or you haven't, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Got you on that one. I've got you on that one. Hopping back to wrestling a little bit.
Wrestling, okay. Yeah.
Quite a cliche question, but I always find it interesting to ask different people the journey on how they got into it. But what was your inspiration in getting into
wrestling? So I followed it as a kid, WWF, probably started watching around 2000, 2001, when I was a wean. And then and I fell out of it for a bit, and then I got really into TNA around 2008. Big Samoa Joe fan. It's the only wrestling merch I ever bought was a Samoa Joe t-shirt.
Really?
Yeah. And then I started watching again. That was when I was about 16, 17. And I didn't start training until I was like 23, 24. And the reason I started training, I went to a progress show with, again, it's spite, Adam. This whole thing is just spite. So I was at a progress show in Manchester, a great show. It was main evented. It was Zach Gibson and Mark Haskins in the main. I was just in awe of Gibson. And then we went to the pub afterwards and Googled training schools and then said, I'm going next week. Who's coming? And everyone was like, yeah, I'll come. And then I had to prove that I was better than everyone and I was actually going. So I went, and then I went again, and then I went again, and now like 5 years later, I'm here. I can barely sit down because I've got a sore hip. My life is ruined, but I won. I won because I stuck to my word on that drunken night out, and here we are.
Was it just you that trained out of all of them?
Yep. It was just me. Yeah, and I didn't just train, did I? I devoted half a decade to it. So yeah, who's the real winner?
The man with the hurting hip, with chronic hip pain. Massive. There you go. You won though. You proved them wrong and you did it.
I proved them wrong. And I'm sure they all remember that conversation, and it wasn't. It's not just me like spending half a decade of my life doing a very niche hobby to prove a point to win a drunken bet. But here we are, Adam.
I think I've got the title of this podcast already. It's like Oscar Byron, The Tale of Spite.
I think that's what, like I said, I think it's what fuels me. If you tell me I can't do something, I'm going to do it no matter what the personal cost is.
Never mind.
Yeah. No matter how ridiculous it is, I must prove that I can do things.
I can do things. I can do it.
There's an alternative title. I can do things.
I mean, you've learned Spanish out of spite. You've learned to wrestle out of spite. There are two impressive things to learn out of spite. Yeah.
It's takes a certain level of commitment and insecurity, I think, to really, dedicate years and lots of time, lots of money, lots of effort into proving people wrong. It's not at all worrying.
No, not at all, mate. Not at all. Jesus. Not how I expected this to go. There was a spot. It was you, and I've forgotten who you were tag team against. I think it might have been Joe Bolton. Maybe. Possibly. Maybe. Mm-hmm. No. You were against the Young Guns. A tag team match.
Okay. Yeah, I was with John McKinney.
There we are.
John McKinney. Yeah.
You're against the Young Guns.
The great John McKinney. My protege.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
My protege John.
Protege John. Yeah. There you go. I love it. Yeah. I love it. There was a spot in that match where you get tagged in.
Yeah.
And you're running up and down the apron, and you get the bottle of water all over yourself. And you get in only for Luke Jacobs to clean your clock.
Yeah.
I have to ask, was that spot Inspired by the Undertaker.
By who? I don't know who you're talking about.
The Undertaker. Yeah.
Who's that?
No.
Who's that? I don't know.
No, some guy.
All 100% original.
Some guy. Some random guy. He was a journeyman in wrestling.
Yeah. I think small timer. I take inspiration from Everett Adam.
That's a good answer.
Leave it at that.
That's a good answer. All I can say is it was a fantastic spot.
Might have seen it once somewhere, if or something. Yeah.
Somewhere in the past, yeah. Somewhere in the past.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was a great match, though. A great spot. Really great spot.
Thank you. It didn't feel very nice. But again, I proved the point. I don't know what point I proved it.
It can't be nice facing Luke Jacobs because he hits hard.
Yeah, man. Send me into next week. Yeah. It's just uncompromised. And then after the bell as well, just carries on. Man has no regard for the integrity of the sport. No. Bell, no bell, referee, no referee. Just wants to drop people on the head and smack them with his bicep. He's a brute.
Last show.
He's a brute. He's a brute and an animal. Should be locked up. That Ethan's no better as well.
He was at the last show as well, sitting there watching.
I know, poor Tony Wright.
Poor Tony Wright. He didn't deserve anything.
No, I was going to come and help, but I had to do my hair.
Yeah. Oh, dear me. Oh. I was DM'd and by Leon.
Oh no!
Saying,
no, not him.
Not him.
Ricky Nitro.
Him.
Ricky Nitro. Leon Gray.
Leon Gray.
Oh no! Not Ricky Nitro. What did he want?
Well, I wasn't on Twitter, and he DM'd me saying we can give Oscar Byron a chance to defend himself. And the comments that were made by Leon Gray during my fantasy booking, where they booked you in a horrific match and made some inflammatory comments about you.
Okay, so this is when they tried to make me wrestle Tim Thatcher.
Yeah.
And do you know what? Do you know what I think, Adam? If there's one thing you've learned about me so far on this podcast, they've laid down the gauntlet now.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to do it.
If you're out there, Timothy.
Yeah. If you're out there, Thatcher, Mr. Big No Teeth Man, fancy coming over to Levenshulme, go in my car park. Love it out. But yeah, Leon Gray and Ryan Thorne, two intellectually challenged himbos, first and foremost. Got nice tans, got nice tattoos, but they're like pesky ants. I think the best left ignored and just sort of swatted away now and again, because they're merciless. They're merciless bullies. And the only way to deal with a bully is to ignore them.
Some great advice.
Yeah. So don't listen to those guys. Have you seen that? What they remind me of a lot. Have you seen that picture of like those four lads got on a night out in town, like stood in a row? Like,
yeah.
That's made to last. They need to do more. Like you could genuinely stick made to last on the end of that photo, and no one would notice, on each end.
I am absolutely terrible at Photoshop, but if anybody's watching this and doing Photoshop, please, we need this. Please, this has to be a thing.
I don't mean like put the heads on. I mean just stick them in.
Yeah.
And people would just share the meme and not even notice anything had changed.
Oh my lord.
Mm.
Need to ask if you're hearing this. What did you got to say? Because I feel
No,
something
don't
boiling
encourage
here.
them. Don't encourage them.
I feel something boiling. And the interviewer, it's my job to encourage them.
I might block them. They're pests.
The feud between Oscar Byron and me to that. You might need a tag team partner.
I don't know. I've got John, haven't I?
You keep driving them
I
away.
I wouldn't subject John to that.
Oh, would you not? No.
Above them. Huh?
Would you not subject him to it now?
No, he's above that. He's above that.
How about Daniel Crocker?
Yeah, I think me and Danny are gonna. We if there's any promoters out there who want to kill their company off, me and Danny are thinking about starting a tag team. So we'll wrestle made to last.
There you go.
Yeah.
Future Shock. Fuck it. I'd be down for that. I was sat watching me to dance to someone's music, and I don't know if it was Lee Dawson's or someone's. I think it might have been. It's either Egan's or Lee Dawson's music. He just started dancing that on the apron.
Terrible. Creepy.
Who out of because you've had a few partners recently.
Yeah.
Over the past few weeks and months. Who have you enjoyed working with?
I enjoy working myself first and foremost. I think I had there's a I steer the ship. John's great. He listens. He's subservient. He's everything you want in a tag team partner. He throws my pedals on me. John's great. Joe Bolton, now Joe Kessler, excellent. Had a great match yesterday with Chris Ridgway and John Northwest Strong. Working with Scott Oldman was great yesterday. Very, very solid, very intense, very wet. You notice that? I don't know. I think water just comes out of his head. A wet head. Like whenever you see him, he's just got wet hair. Working with Danny Proper is a nightmare, as you can imagine, because I've got to live with him as well. Yeah, I can't escape. There's no escaping him at all. He's just in the next room now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He is very entertaining. Very, very entertaining.
Is he?
Tell you what, that match, that Ridgeway match last night with Joe Kessler. Oh my lord!
Good. I mean, I couldn't see all of it because I was out immediately afterwards. Good.
I was telling to Charlie. I said to him, "Is it bad?" Because it was just the first time I watched Ridgeway. I was like, "Dream match." Straight away, as soon as I saw it. I said to him, "Is it bad that he's stealing my dream match? A dream match for me to wrestle Ridgeway?" And he looked at me and went, "It's a fucking death wish." Hits are absolutely brutal.
Yeah, totally. Not for me, thanks. I'll swerve that for now.
Until the booker comes up to you. You.
I think I'll be washing my hair that day.
It would be extremely painful, but I think it'd be rewarding somehow.
Nah, you're crazy. No. What
Oh,
reward do you get?
I understood that one a long time ago.
Unless someone like bets me not to do it, I'll never do it. Not now. Not now. I'm too on top. I'm too on top of the. You know, it has to come from a genuine place. You know.
I was going to say, do not tempt me. Do not tempt me there, mate. Yeah. Now, is there anything you would like to plug for the future?
Anything I want to plug? Not keep coming to Future Shock is great. Yesterday's 2 shows were excellent. I think there were a lot of people who said it's like surpassed their expectations. I think with Future Shock we've got like a really sort of nice organic community of like wrestlers who like train together, work together, very young, very new, but with a mixture with a decent layer of experience as well. I think it's quite unique in a way, in that like manage. Obviously, we've got like Gibson, James Drake over in the States now, and like Ashton, T-Bone, and NXT UK. But I think like the core Future Shock has remained there, and now you're just seeing loads and loads of people, loads of new people getting exciting opportunities. And the thing is, people are only going to get better because they're so like raw. The good is that once people start getting experience, people like Keenan, people like Lachlan Sharp, John Mckinney, Joe Kessler, like there is a really, really sort of strong, hard-working contingent in the Northwest of new wrestlers, and they're only going to get better, and they will do it very, very quickly. So, like, jump on board before you miss the opportunity to do so, really, because it's a really hot product, and it's only going to get hotter and hotter. So make sure you get down to Future Shock. And I guess the other thing I plug is the school. Come and train if you're in the Manchester area. It's really welcoming. You've been down yourself, haven't you, Adam? Yeah. Get down. Sam Bailey's an unbelievable coach, as is Chris Ridgway. They'll work you hard, but they won't. But there's no sort of judgment or anything. They really do their best to sort of, approach each student how they need to be approached, and sort of. So if you are looking for somewhere to train, I couldn't recommend it more highly.
100% agree. It's 100% like a family. Everybody's there for the same thing. So if you're worried about going in a group of other people in a beginner's class, don't worry. You're all there for the same thing, and everybody there is a family. In Ridgway and Bailey, they will take the time out to make sure you've got a bag on.
Yeah, absolutely. No more plugs at the minute. But is this the end? Are we doing the end? Yeah. Okay. But follow me at Vintage Byron on everything. And come and see me at shows. Buy photos of me off me. And yeah, that's everything. And don't block made to last.
Hashtag block made to last.
Hashtag block made to last. Their time is up. They're cancelled. It's over. Block made to last. Block Lee Dawson. If anyone needs a flatmate, I've got Danny Proper, and I'm willing to drive him around. So I'll plug that as well. I've got an old futon if people want to buy that. Get in my DMs, Twitter. That's everything.
Okay, we've got some deals going on here. Got some deals.
I'm just trying to think if there's anything I need to sell. I think that's everything. That futon is taking up a lot of space, and I've got a good price on it. So if anyone wants a futon, I'll sign it and drop it off myself.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Get in his DMs if you've got a bit of spare cash. Oscar, thank you so much for coming on.
No
It's been
problem.
a pleasure.
No problem.
Thank you
Mate.
very much.
Pleasure.
And
Thanks, Adam.
thank you. See you later.